I'm Todd Gleason.
I'm Trooper Teal at the Illinois State Police. As we enter spring planting season in Illinois, it is imperative to eliminate distractions in your vehicle and pay attention to the farm equipment on the roadway. At 55 miles per hour, it takes only 5 seconds to close the gap the length of a football field between you and a tractor moving 5 miles per hour. Distracted Driving Awareness Month in April is a united effort to recognize and eliminate preventable deaths from distracted driving. Join us to help save lives.
A message from the Illinois Farm Bureau and the Illinois State Police.
When it comes to our members, Chris Magnuson connects rural routes for you. Chris leads Illinois Farm Bureau's efforts to provide valuable information to our members. He has spent 2 decades with IFB. Here's a bit about his rural roots.
I grew up on a farm with corn, soybeans, and Christmas trees. I've been in ag communication for 3 decades now. My greatest satisfaction has always remained the same, to serve our members.
Be it routes or roots, RFD Radio, FarmWeekNow.com, and Farm Week keep you connected.
You're listening to RFD Town and Country Partners, connecting you with the food you eat, the Illinois farmers who grow it, and the food-related events, destinations, and lifestyles that make our state great.
Hey, good day to you. Welcome to Town and Country Partners here on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Rita Frazier. We're in Bloomington at the Illinois Farm Bureau. We're going to head to Springfield today and get to know Grant Hammer. He is the Executive Director of the State Soil and Water Conservation District. Grant, great to have you here. Tell us a little bit about your background and your position with the Soil and Water Conservation District of the state.
Sure. Thanks for having me on, Rita. I really appreciate it. I'm Grant Hammer. I'm the Executive Director of the Association of Illinois Soil and Water Conservation Districts. It's funny, time flies, but I am approaching my 1-year anniversary with the association on May 1st. Prior to joining the state association, I was with the Illinois Department of Agriculture, where I served as the chief of staff for nearly 3 years, and made the move about a year ago, and it's been a great experience.
Lots of dedicated folks that work with their county Soil and Water Conservation District. I'm sure you found that out, and that's always something that I surely admire when you work with those county groups. Lots and lots of good volunteers.
Absolutely. It's the state association is a terrific organization to work for. The member districts, which are the counties, couldn't be greater. It's truly just a great group of people.
Now, the other thing, you kind of referenced it, but one of the big issues, obviously, with the state, everyone has got into those funding kind of woes with the situation. But it seems like you're onward and upward. Maybe what's your mission and motto right now for your association?
Sure. There was certainly some funding woes in the past few years. I think districts have turned a corner with the budget passed last May. Looking ahead as we approach the month of May this year, our goal is to hope to receive some sort of certainty or commitment from the Illinois General Assembly and lawmakers so that we can continue to stabilize and grow.
I love that you still have a very interesting award program because it's vast. You recognize a lot of folks that contribute to what you're doing. Tell us about your overall award program for your association.
Sure. The association has a number of awards that recognize individuals and organizations who truly go above and beyond and support conservation across the state. And I think we've got a pretty robust awards program that reflects that. We recognize students. We recognize teachers. We recognize people committed to various sectors like forestry. So yeah, we're pretty proud of our awards program.
I want to focus in today on your Teacher of the Year awards and tell us a little bit about maybe past winners. What type of people are recognized here?
Sure. So the Conservation Teacher of the Year award recognizes a teacher in a couple different categories, K through 8th grade or 9 through 12, who truly are impactful on the students they teach. This person goes above and beyond in their dedication to their students. They promote Illinois-specific conservation education, environmental education, and ag literacy.
So talk to us maybe more on that eligibility requirement. Talk a little bit about, if this is ringing a bell and someone has a teacher in mind, maybe some of the criteria.
Sure. So this teacher needs to be within the state of Illinois. This teacher needs to teach at a public, parochial, or private school. They need to have a curriculum that's heavily based in Illinois-specific conservation. Again, ag literacy is another thing. The thing that I think can really put someone over the top is, there's an essay portion of the application in the nomination form where someone can really make someone stand out, the dedication they display to their students or their passion. Last year's winner was a gentleman named Steve Zimmerman from Bond County. He was an ag teacher at Greenville High School in Bond County. He taught basic ag mechanics, intro to ag sales and marketing, biological science, and ag science. He'd worked extensively with his soil and water conservation district to incorporate, elements of conservation into his curriculum. He'd worked with his local FFA team, one of the things that really stuck out about his nomination was how he incorporated the use of technology with young students.
Wonderful person. I'm glad that I know him. And when you mentioned that, I do remember that. And during the summer, not only do you guys recognize your award winners at your annual meetings, but also because of that, you also put that as a part of the state fair recognition program, right, on the director's lawn?
That is correct. At the Illinois State Fair, we traditionally recognize the association's conservation farm family and others. And it's a really great venue to do so, to provide that kind of special recognition.
So we know that there's a process, and then there's a deadline. And, for a lot of us that are procrastinators, they probably need to get on this. But you're May 15th on the deadline?
Most applications or nomination forms are due May 15th, mid-May. So that we've got another month left to receive nominations. We certainly encourage folks to nominate. If they have questions, they're more than welcome to call the state association. Our contact information is online at www.aiswcd.org, or simply reach out to their county office.
So county office for more details. You said the Conservation Teacher of the Award is one of several awards that you give out. Now, I don't know, but I'm going to go back several years. Do you still have a poster contest?
We do. We have a poster and photo contest.
So back in 1979, Grant, when I was in the 4th grade at Jerseyville, I won the 4th grade poster contest for energy conservation. And as you don't probably remember, but in your history books that you read, there was there was an energy crisis, and it was about saving fuel. And I remember making a thumb of like Fonzie's thumb, and the theme was, "Hey, be cool, save fuel."
Wow, that's really cool.
So I was a poster contest winner back then. And then I remember that was just the county level now, but I remember receiving a $25 savings bond.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I look at your award package is a little bit more extensive.
Yeah, we have there's a rich tradition in the awards program, so I'm glad to hear that.
So tell us about the award package for your state winners. What are some things that go along with those?
Typically, you receive a dinner at the annual meeting. That can be either the awards are presented at the recognition luncheon at our annual meeting. This year's annual meeting will occur July 14th through 16th at the Crown Plaza in Springfield. Another venue where we recognize award winners is the Farm Family Banquet. So there's those two meals where recognition is conferred, and we enjoy a nice evening and meal together. I'm trying to think. There is also the association purchases tickets for the state fair, which includes, entrance admission and parking passes. There's other things in times past. The Illinois Audubon Society has kicked in a year-long membership. I'm trying to think of some things right off the top of my head.
Well, it sounds like it's nice, and obviously when we get to this level, as well as the state award, these are very prestigious. Our time has come and gone, but just to maybe throw out your website for us for more details.
Sure. Our website is www.aiswcd.org.
Grant Hammer has been our guest, the Illinois Association of Soil and Water Conservation Districts Executive Director. We'll be back with more Town and Country Partners.
Thank you, Rita.
Farm Week and FarmWeekNow.com journalist Dina Stroish connects rural routes for you. From the Farm Bill to crop insurance to GMO labeling, her expertise is apparent in the stories she reports. Here's a bit about her rural roots.
I get to meet interesting people and share their stories, and I get paid to do it. I cover ag policy and really enjoy keeping the farming community updated on these important issues.
Be it routes or roots, RFD Radio, FarmWeekNow.com, and Farm Week keep you connected.
All ag.
All Illinois.
All now.
There are a lot of smartphone apps out there, but do they have what's important to us here in Illinois? The Farm Week Now app does, and it's always at your fingertips. All ag, all Illinois, and 24/7 where and when you need it for free. Go to your app or Play Store on your smartphone, hit search, type in Farm Week Now, that's one word, and download it today. Brought to you by Illinois Farm Bureau, where we're all about farm, family, and food.
With what happens on the farm can impact your family and is related to food, I'm Mike Orso with RFD, Town and Country Partners. Paul Rosenbaum is a Peoria area farmer turned composter. Since the late 1990s, he and his family have taken yard waste, leaves, food scraps, even what's left over from Peoria area pumpkin processors, and turned them into nutrient-rich compost.
We didn't have to have a permit from EPA. We just had applied to be able to put it on our farm fields, just to compost, and then it got to the point where people were wanting to buy it, so we went ahead and got our permit to compost it and be able to sell it, and then a year later we got our organic permit so we could do food scraps, and we started taking the pumpkin waste in.
You might say composting represents nature's way of recycling. Rosenbaum's Better Earth compost takes in as much as 60,000 cubic yards of waste a year and turns it down to one-third its size in compost. He says composting has its challenges.
It's not for everybody. There's some pretty funky smells out there. You've got to be in an area where the neighbors are going to let you do it. We're a half mile from the road, so we're set back. The capital investment is just like farming. My compost turner is like buying a combine, a grinder, a new one, a new grinder. It's like buying two combines. Wheel loaders are the price of big tractors. We started with small stuff and took us years of upgrading to bigger use stuff.
By composting, Better Earth Compost keeps tons of waste from filling landfills and the methane gas it produces.
This is my wife and mine's livelihood, so every day we wake up and see another opportunity to go out to make the earth a little bit better, I guess. So we're taking products that people used to call a waste, we're turning into quality product that can go back and enhance our soils.
So you want to try composting at home? Rosenbaum says the secret is to frequently turn what you're trying to compost. And be careful about what food scraps you might want to add, or you could have vermin on your hands.
It's a recipe on putting it all together. I've been through some composting schools on how to blend stuff together. We'll mix it in the pit, then we'll put it out on a row, and we'll start turning it with the compost turner to blend it more.
You can find Better Earth Compost in dozens of garden centers and hardware stores, primarily in central Illinois, or go right to company headquarters near Peoria. You can also find out more at betterearthcompost.com. For RFD Town and Country Partners, I'm Mike Orso.
If you're in the mood for some sprucing up, you're in luck. From big to small or farm to front yard, your Illinois Farm Bureau member discount from John Deere is ready and waiting to help. It's easy to think green when it's the Rewards loyalty program with savings on equipment, special parts, and home and workshop products. Whether your tasks involve mowing, planting, or cleaning, you'll be set for whatever your work requires. All you need to do is sign up, have your membership number handy, and go to johndeere.com/Farm Bureau.
RFD Radio Network's Rita Frazier connects rural routes for you. Rita delivers passion and reliable information to listeners on the RFD Radio Network. Her radio career spans close to 3 decades. Here's a bit about her rural roots.
I grew up on a small farm. My job today allows me to connect with people from all walks of life and experience opportunity every day. I get to talk about what I love, farming.
Be it routes or roots, RFD Radio, FarmWeekNow.com, and Farm Week keep you connected.
Welcome back to Town and Country Partners Radio. I'm Christina Wilkinson. It's a challenge to pick a career while you're in your 20s, and so really it's not surprising that many people decide to switch careers later in life. Maggie Moore is one of those people, and she's going back to school to become a teacher, something that is much needed here in the state of Illinois. Moore says that she's always liked training people in her office job and loves tutoring her cousins, but it really was her husband who gave her the push that she needed to finally take on the teaching career.
My husband finally said, why don't you look into teaching and getting a certificate? And so I did and signed up for classes within a month. I was enrolled at UIS and started on a kind of a second degree, but it's basically just a certification.
Do you already have your bachelor's degree then, and what is it in?
Yes, it's a bachelor's in biology from UIS.
So then what were you actually doing before this? You said you were working at an office job with a biology degree?
There wasn't really anything at the time when I graduated. I looked into Department of Natural Resources and things around here, but nothing was open and everything needed masters at that point. So I got discouraged and just picked the first job that I got applied to, and it ended up being in insurance, which was fine, but my degree did nothing for me except give me higher pay at that point.
So with now that you already have your biology bachelor's degree, what then do you need to do? What are you doing actually then to get qualified for your teacher certification?
Since I already had the degree, all I had to do was take they call them TEP courses, so Teacher Education Program courses, which consisted of still going full-time for 2 years. However, I don't have all the added in bachelor's degree classes, and it all depended on how many credits I had. So in my biology degree, I had enough credits to get certified in chemistry and in biology.
Are there others like you going through the process where they had a different career and now have gone back and are getting teacher certification, or are a lot of the fellow classmates just starting out?
The first couple classes I took in the program were just general. Any incoming freshman or sophomore student could take them if they weren't really sure what their major was going to be. It applied to their basic ones, and it also was for the teacher program. However, in the later classes, they call them methods courses. I was in with 6 different people, and only one of them is an actual fresh out of high school student. All the rest have been returning. There's been a retired police officer going back. There was a guy high up in a marketing business, and he decided he wanted to go back, and he's going to be teaching history. It's that we were all returning out of the career field, basically. We were all older, in our 30s people.
Has it been mentioned in any of these classes that there is a demand in the state of Illinois for qualified teachers?
Yes, and we are told all the time that we're going to have a job, especially science is very low right now. So they kind of say whether you graduate in December or graduate in May, you're going to have a job soon. They also, most of us are all subbing in our spare time, so we already are seeing future employers possibly and getting our name out there and seeing where the openings are, so it makes it easier that way too. But they do, we did have a meeting with the School Board of Education about how to get students into the teaching program and how to get more people to want to become a teacher. However, I felt like it was more centered on straight out of high school students going to college versus returning people, because the demand is so high and there's nobody, the kids going in from high school into a college education trying to get a teacher certificate is lower now, and they don't know why, and they were trying to ask us why.
Do you think it's been easier for you to go back and get the certification than if you basically went through when you were going through with your bachelor's degree originally and getting it?
Yes, I think so. I already have the content out of the way. Now it's just strictly focusing on how to be the teacher and how to learn how to teach the students and how to incorporate good teaching skills.
What would you have to say then to anybody out there that is also maybe considering they need a new career path? What would you say to them about teaching in the state of Illinois?
First, it's easy to get a sub-license. If you have a degree, I believe they even dropped it to associate's degree now. Get a sub-license and go try and sub. I was really nervous about being back in a school setting because I had not been back in a school since high school, which was years ago. So a lot's changed since even I graduated in 2006 from high school, and the technology alone has changed immensely, and that kind of scared me. I'm going to have to learn how to use all these smart boards and Chromebooks and online Google classrooms. But they teach you that in the program. There are specific classes designated for just that. But try it out. Go get a sub-license or get a job in a school. Be an aide. I've been an aide for 2 years now, and it's really shown me a lot of different aspects of the teaching career. And in order to get into the program, you have to have so many service hours working with students or student-age children, teaching them things. So I say subbing would be a good way to get your foot in the door to see if you like it, and then remember that your classroom's going to be different than a sub-classroom, and talk to an advisor at a college to see how much you actually are required to do. It really isn't saying full-time student is only 2 classes per semester. It's just they make you take them 2 at a time to really gain the whole full knowledge of the class.
So then you will have, it's still taking you 4 years, though, to get through. It's 2 years to get through the program?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
1 semester is strictly student teaching.
Okay, so then you still have your student teaching left to do. And do you get them, because you are sort of, usually when you do student teaching and you're right out of high school going to college, they send you anywhere. Is that the same thing since you already have established a home?
Everything that I've done school-wise has been local to me, including there's been some students that live over an hour, 2 hours away, and they keep all of their student teaching stuff in their area if they can. You do have to do a diverse placement, meaning either low income or different ethnicities. However, that's easy to find all over Illinois.
Thank you very much, Maggie Moore, and good luck in your endeavors. If you would like more information on how to become a teacher or a substitute teacher, you can contact your Regional Office of Education. For Town & Country Partners Radio, I'm Christina Wilkinson.
Thank you for joining us for RFD Town & Country Partners. Get out and enjoy Illinois.